Is in science, not the world's future, your future. Have a look. You were born in the era of technology, and everything around you, even science itself, is different from what it was, and you need to be ready. There's a world full of opportunities for those who embrace science subjects, brilliant careers, higher salaries, a future made of wellness and personal fulfillment. This is what the market is offering you now. In Europe, there are about 2 million job vacancies for those who graduate in science disciplines. Other countries already know this. In Asia, 20% of students graduate in STEM subjects, while in Europe, only 2% do this. In developing countries, almost all young students want to become scientists, while in developed countries, only 2 out of 10 have the same wish. Science explains the world. It gives you the answers to what society asks. Science improves our future, and mostly, it can be a lot of fun. You know these guys who work for Spotify and make suggestions for the music you listen to, or those who design video game landscapes, or jet pilots, or those who calculate finance algorithms? Well, they all graduated in science or technology subjects. According to a recent Eurostat survey, by 2025 there should be 5.5 million new jobs for graduates in science and engineering and 2.5 million jobs for IT specialists. The job market is looking for you. Here comes STEM4youth, a European project which will give you and your teachers a set of courses in 7 subjects. Engineering, mathematics, astronomy, medicine, chemistry, physics, and citizen science. The courses will show you how science works in everyday life and the opportunities it gives you in the job market. At the end of the project, which will end in October 2018, students taking part in STEM4youth will complete an interdisciplinary route, working with students and teachers from 6 countries on special study programs and extracurricular activities. You will learn how to make science, participate in an international competition with students from all of Europe working with you. You will present your project to an international audience and open up a new contact with the outside world. Are you ready? Start now.
So STEM4youth, in a glance, in a very a couple of minutes, we have the objective of the STEM4youth. But now it's time to have a look at what have been accomplished during this project, during the 24 months of the journey of STEM4youth.
In the future, I want to be a scientist,
maths teacher.
I want to study physics or mathematics,
Biology.
I don't really have a dream job.
I don't know what to do with my life.
STEM subjects and faculties offer outstanding employment opportunities, opening up new, unexpected avenues. We have spread the knowledge of STEM subjects across young people from 6 different European countries.
I love science.
Είναι πολύ ενδιαφέρον διότι δεν αφορά μόνο ένα αντικείμενο, αλλά συνδυάζει όλες τις γνώσεις του ατόμου.
It teaches you what you don't learn in the school.
From September 2017 to May 2018, the STEM4youth project introduced new STEM teaching modules consisting of hands-on activities, videos and games to over 2,000 students and 100 teachers from 6 European countries.
Για μένα σημαντικό ήταν ότι έμαθαν παίζοντας. Έμαθαν να κάνουν έρευνα, έμαθαν να κάνουν πειράματα και έμαθαν να εφαρμόζουν την επιστήμη στην καθημερινή του ζωή.
They help you to use logic and see the world in another view.
I was able to learn a lot about the use of math in other sciences.
Will it help young people find their way?
Από τη μέχρι τώρα εμπειρία μου πιστεύω ναι.
And STEM4youth did help me to broaden my horizons and to open my eyes.
Disciplines helps the students to choose good decisions.
STEM4youth is a brand new way to bring STEM subjects closer to students and teachers. Are you ready to get involved? Download the forms and become part of our Europe-wide community.
Kisses.
So bye!
And now it's time to learn more about the STEM4youth project, to have a general overview of the actors, of the main actors involved in the project, about the consortium, the steps, and the objectives of the project. We will do it thanks to the next speaker, which is the technical project manager of STEM4youth project from the University of Technology of Warsaw, Miroslav Brozozwi. I really beg your pardon for my bad pronunciation of your surname. I think this is the hardest part for me of the event, in pronouncing your surname. So please, Miroslav, if you would like to join the stage.
Thanks a lot. Just a moment.
I think we need some more.
Dear European Commission representative, esteemed guest, dear students, dear colleagues, I have a pleasure to introduce the project. My name is Mirosław Brzozowy, and I'm currently working for Warsaw University of Technology, and I am a technical project manager, which in this particular case means more or less as a project coordinator. And I was also a person who drafted the ideas which finally were developed and submitted for the European Horizon 2020 call and resulted in this project. Next, please. Okay, here you can find some basic metrics of the project. Please, in particular, have a look at the title, because the title is actually self-explaining. Promotion of STEM education by key scientific challenges and their impact on our life and career perspective. As you see, the project is almost finished. So this is the reason that we organize this conference. But we do not only want to promote our project during this conference, but which is very important, we would like to ask you for your feedback, for your opinion, for your impression. It is very important because we would like to include your voice in our final deliverables, which are still to be submitted. Okay, and here you can find some selected information for the call. It's Science with and for Society program of Horizon, European Commission Horizon 2020. So innovative ways to make science education and scientific career attractive for young people. And here there is a message that we need more young girls and boys to pursue career in science, and then the education should be more closely linked to the labor market need, which is we put a lot of emphasis in our project. And also there is a problem with a number of young people who decide to study STEM, as it was told before, is definitely too low to few in Europe. Okay, so what is the problem? Actually, despite the fact that the STEM educated people could count on a very high and very interesting job and could earn a lot of money, still there is very difficult to find STEM skills people. And it's not only the theory. Actually, until recently, I had been working for a big consulting company, and they had really a lot of problems with recruitment of new employees, especially for high-tech occupations. And to make more difficult the problem, it's not obvious which educational profile better prepare young people for their challenges in the future. Okay, so as many people recognize, currently people with STEM profile do not necessarily are well prepared for social challenging. STEM is understood in terms of technology more than in terms of addressing the real needs. Okay, so now I would like just to mention the main arguments we would like to use to encourage young people to study STEM and then to decide on STEM career. Of course, the most widespread approach is to engage young people in interesting experiment, to show them spectacular phenomena and to offer them some hands-on activity, which of course foster their interest, their passion for science. But we go actually a step further, because there are good argument, but young people also need some strong argumentation to take decisions. So primarily we underline that there is a huge demand on STEM educated people, and the supply of STEM people on the graduate on the labor market is still too low. And then I would like to demystify STEM. STEM is traditionally regarded as difficult, as detached from real life. In fact, it's not true. Please note that actually STEM stands behind all technological and social transformation. And STEM skills are essential for many jobs, really, including even lawyers. And also, one very important point is that STEM traditionally is also understood as a different discipline like physics, mathematics, chemistry, and so on. But in fact, nowadays, knowledge from one discipline is far not enough. So there are, for example, at my university, we have a specialization medical physics and so on. Okay, our two main products. Of course, project has a lot of activities and a lot of other products, but generally what public could be most interesting in teachers, students, are our courses, so multimedia materials, multimedia content from mathematics, physics, chemistry, astronomy, engineering, medicine, and one eclectic, one multidisciplinary module, citizen science. And all these disciplines, all these materials are uploaded on the second our product, Open Learning Content Management System. Actually, it's a portal. It's not a full-fledged commercial product. It's more like a prototype because it's a research product. But this portal, the most unique feature of this portal is that all the content could be uploaded by everyone, but under a certain Creative Commons 4.0 or higher license, which in particular means that everyone could use this content free of charge primarily, and second, everyone could edit this, modify this content and republish this content. It's very important because in practice, let's say a teacher could find some content, then could remove some slides, add a new slides, and republish it. So we try to make it convenient for teacher. Next, please. Okay, who you are? 10 organizations from 6 countries, including Italy, Spain, Greece, Slovenia, Czech, and Poland. The coordinator is my university, Warsaw University of Technology, and we have 6 universities, 2 foundations, including host of our conference, and 2 SMEs. One of them is Open Evidence, and the second Eugenis Foundation SMEs, and Jirsa, who is not, is present on the conference as well. Next one. Okay, and some of these faces you could certainly see during this conference, at least maybe 15 of us. I'm not sure, but it seems that somebody has already left the project, but still majority are still working. Next, please. Okay, so thank you very much for your attention. Please do not hesitate to ask me any question anytime, also after this conference. And now I'm passing the floor to the conference organizing, my colleagues Alexander Vitae, how to pronounce? Okay, is correct. Who represent Fondazione Alberto Veronesi. Yes. Thank you very much for your invitation. It was a great pleasure for me.
Thanks a lot, Miroslav, for this great overview of the STEM4youth Project. So, Alessandra, I suppose it's your turn to provide us some data about schools and students involved during the project, and some data also about dissemination activities of the STEM4youth.
Yes, I would try also to be briefly. So, once again, thank you to be here. It's not something that you may think it's simple. We are very pleased to have you here because basically you are our main audience. So the conference of today, it's not, let's say, a public conference. It's dedicated for you. It's something that we would like to have in order to disseminate our results. So basically, from this point of view, you as a STEM educator are the main actor of this process. But it's something that we have done in a lot of time in these past 2 years, so I would like to show you a little brief, some results of our dissemination intent. Basically, you have to know that, of course, we have produced some module. We will show you this module in detail after my presentation, so don't worry about that. But it's important to say, for me, it's important to say that we are working a lot with you as science educator, of course, as teacher involved in STEM. So basically, we try to say, okay, we have realized some interesting model, we hope so, but the idea is, does it work? Does they work? So what we try to do is try to involve you in a different part of Europe in order to say, okay, let's try if there is some aspect to be fixed or not, maybe. And so we made basically 1 year of trial implementation. So basically we tried this model in 6 countries in Europe, working with a lot of students in all these countries like Poland, Greece, Slovenia, Italy, and Czech Republic and Spain. And the idea is basically, the aim of the trial is basically trying to test if the program is are well prepared or not, maybe, trying to collecting ideas and feedback both from students and of course from teachers, and trying to asking student and teacher both what they think about our modules. They think they are useful for you. Maybe they are changing their attitude in science, working with this model. So in order to do this, we have a little explanation of this trial in a dedicated slot after the presentation model. But just to introduce you, we have collecting and summarize all the results of our test with a semi-structured interview and attitude interview, pre-questionnaire and post-questionnaire attitude. It is important for us to know if something is changing in your mind, in students' mind, when they try our modules. And the idea is to summing up and producing and updating these contents, also including your feedbacks, which is important for us. It's not a dead project. It's not something that we give you as a, whole box, as a black box. The idea is to update our content. That's why, as Mirek say, pretty interesting, we have the opportunity to change things. We have the opportunity to update new contents. It's important for us. It's not a closed community. It's an open and wide community. And the idea is to try to summing up these results, the result of the trial, including and trying to build a roadmap for future implementation in STEM education. We know there are a single project. Of course, we have a part of STEM education, but the idea is to try to make our part in order to, trying to help your students. And here's some data. It's important to me as a dissemination responsible to show you. In this 1 year, we have been able to involve 7-8 schools, 120 teachers, and more than 2,000 students in 1 year, which is not, in my opinion, trivial. It's not something that you can have easily. And the idea also, talking about dissemination event, of course, so we have worked with school, but also we was involved in festival and public events, more than 17 events in the last 2 years, which is, once again, not trivial. And this, some example of these, we have worked some great work in Spain with some citizen science, experiment. I know that for sure Isabel, which is responsible for this package, will show you in detail later, but that's something I love to show. And just to talk about Italy, because some of you maybe have been there during our last public conference, which is the STEM4youth midterm conference organized during the STEM in the City events in the last April. I see many faces here. Some of you was also there, so thank you once again to participate. And thank you because without you, it was impossible for us to produce the whole project, and thank you once again. It was impossible for us to work without you. Once again, thank you.